We are here in Clontarf with Madge, John and Ger, who are facing eviction from the home they've lived in for varying amounts of years. John, I'll start with you. How long have you lived here in this property?
I've been here 18 years. We got a notice 9 months ago to be out, 9 months, and that was Sunday, but we haven't managed to get a place yet, even though we're looking.
Madge, this is clearly a very upsetting time for you. You're 79.
I'm here 37 years and I'm 79 and I'm battling cancer. So it's been very upsetting for the past year or so.
And how much notice were you given that the landlord intended to end your tenure?
I think we first received it in October of last year, wasn't that?
Yeah.
When? Yeah.
What's been happening since then?
I've been looking for a place, but I didn't find anything as yet.
What have been the main difficulties in getting another place to live?
Well,
I think they've taken in a lot of people from Ukraine and they took up all the properties that was for rent. So there doesn't seem to be that much properties now for rent.
But I found that the properties have just gone up, or the rents have gone up. I was paying what I was paying here, I could afford to live here, but when you're looking at any other properties, they're like 2 and 3 times what I'm paying. I work full time, but I can't possibly afford to get anywhere.
And how much have you been paying here?
800 a month. I didn't think I was, but it turns out I was, yeah.
The property, from what we've seen, it looks quite dilapidated. And how much have you been paying yourself, Madge?
I've been paying 700. I have a room and a kitchen.
$550.
Like, you look at the rents and they're 2,400. Like, who's buying those? I don't know. Like, it's all just beyond me at this point.
To be honest, I mean, I've been looking at this, the way the government have been dealing with everything that's been going on. They're pretty much running this country into the ground. And I'll be honest, I think it's because they see their popularity waning. So for the next political group they get in, they're leaving a hell of a mess for them to clean up.
What are the main difficulties in securing another property?
Well, the cost of rent is just through the roof. Any property I'm looking at is multiples of what I'm paying.
And what would your budget be? Like, are you keen to stay in your own area, or like is this going to cast you somewhere where you didn't envisage yourself ending up?
Well, very possibly. Who doesn't want to be in their local area where I grew up? My parents still live up the road. They're not in a position to help me, but I would go to dinner there regularly on a Friday, see the rest of the family who come over as well. I might have to move somewhere, still Oregon. I cycle now, and then, well, get the bus, John. Okay, fine.
And Madge, you said you're struggling with cancer. How is the stress? How do you cope with the stress of this?
It's awful, really. It's been awful for the past 12 months. But I think the landlords takes on younger people. Yeah, and the rents are very high. But I get a rent supplement, $108.50 a week. But I haven't received it for the past month. There's no post.
Why is there no post?
The postman is refusing to come past the builders.
The building it's a bit of like a construction site at the moment. What's it like to live in that situation?
Well, it's not great. I've had a chest infection for the past 3 months. I can't shake it. My health is deteriorating. I'm a type 1 diabetic. I'm in stage 3 kidney failure. The stress is it's really pulling me down. My health is starting to suffer like that. The control of my diabetes is all over the place at the moment because I'm so stressed.
Have you approached any of the charitable bodies to look for help or alternative accommodation?
Most of the charitable, the ones that, a lot of them, they're over 55. I'm only 52.
And
So
I've never thought of asking for charity. Like, I work. Why should I need charity? I work full time. Why would I need charity?
And yet you're finding it difficult to find something within budget?
Yeah, maybe a box room of somebody's house. I'm almost 60 years of age. I'm just flabbergasted.
Like, this has put us in the position where we're actually now looking for a place to share together because it's so expensive, because it's, and because of HAP.
Okay.
There's fewer landlords will take HAP because of the restrictions that are placed on them. Do you know, a lot of these houses are old. They can't afford to put new windows in or like do the major construction.
Well, they can't be bothered.
Or,
You
well,
mean
that as well.
you're saying that the landlords are reluctant to take tenants with HAP because it necessitates them to have the property upgraded to a certain standard? Is that the case?
Yeah.
Well, that would seem to be the impression that they're getting out because they have to improve the properties, or they have to go by all these regulations and red tape that they're complaining about, i.e. giving us safe and reasonable places to live. That's a bit onerous for them. It appears to be. That's why they're selling up. Oh, we have to clean up the place. We have to fix the leaks. Good golly, that's a bit much. I'm selling out.
And Madge, have you been able to access any kind of charitable support?
No, not really, no. I do get a rent supplement of 108.50 a week.
But in terms of alternative accommodation, have you been able to get in contact with anyone?
Not really, no.
Madge doesn't have the internet, or like she watches TV all day, or she watches TV and she reads the papers, but getting phone numbers and stuff, how is she going to do that at her age? Like, should she be doing that at this age? She's paid her way all her life, and now she's been made homeless, or go into a homeless hostel or some such temporary accommodation in a hotel. And I don't believe that the Irish government could really care about the foreigners like the Ukrainians. We'll bring them over. It does seem to me we'll just create agitation amongst the people, and that way they won't notice that we're messing up so much. Like the disgrace that it is, everybody is fighting. We've been screaming at each other. Like, it's just, you get so frustrated. And did you phone that number? Why didn't you phone that number? And then my sister was here the other day, bawling, crying, like momentarily, like screaming at me, what am I going to do? And I say, I don't know. And it's just very upsetting for everybody.
And I suppose in these kind of situations, unfortunately, people do tend to have an attitude of, sure, why can't you go and live with your family? Could you maybe explain why that's not an option for you, or is it an option?
No, my brother and sister have both passed away, so I have nobody belonging to me.
Are you from Dublin?
I'm from County Cavan.
Have you been in Dublin for a long time? You've been here for 30
years.
And what were you doing with yourself? Were you working away? Or?
I was working in the office in Brown Thomas. I retired at 65.
And you've been in this property ever since then?
Not all the time, no, but I've been here for 37 years.
How about yourself?
Well, obviously my family are back home in Scotland. I don't want to leave Dublin. My life is here. I've been here 27 years.
You've got friends and everything?
I've got friends, I have my life. Do you know, my family know, like, they would take me in, but they know I don't want to. Like, my life is here.
And how about yourself, John? Can I ask you the same question?
My parents are 85 years of age. They don't want a 60-year-old man moving into the house at this stage. I think it's very unfair on them. Like, they would obviously maybe allow me rather than be on the street, but it just seems unfair on them. They've worked all their lives. Like, they're 85. What can they do at this stage? Like, I just don't want to do that. I would prefer
your parents
to sleep
do
on the
have
street.
family members staying there at the moment anyway, so there isn't any room for you.
Yeah, that's true. My sister's having her house renovated and she's there with her husband and her 2 kids.
The horrible thing is, it's not just us that are in this situation. There's so many thousands of other people. Like John, like quite a lot, he gets angry at the landlords, the agency, etc. I don't. I'm angry with the government because they haven't provided, like they haven't built social housing in a couple of years. They've got so many homeless. They lifted the eviction ban, knowing full well there was going to be thousands and thousands and thousands of people on top of an already strained system. So what?
You feel like they didn't put any protections in place or enough protections in place to
They
prevent
didn't,
these kind
I
of
don't think
situations?
they didn't put any in place.
What would you like to see them do?
For people, especially Madge. She's 79. Like, this should not be happening. Something should have been sorted out for her by some government agency to put her in a home where she's comfortable and she can recover and be safe. Not living in this. But they don't care.
Same sentiment.
Yeah.
And we're not the most articulate people. Like, asking us is it's very frustrating for us as well. Like, people do ask, but you don't have the words to be always able to say what you're feeling and what the right and wrong of it is. They have lawyers, they have accounted, like it seems like overwhelming, like they have, like, just the power imbalance is just, it makes you powerless just even thinking about it. And maybe that's our own fault, like, oh, we can't do anything, and then we don't do anything.
And what do you think, Madge, about Ireland? You know, you're obviously, you're supposed to be enjoying your retirement. How has it left you feeling?
It's awful, really. It's been awful for the past 12 months. They're hammering and they're drilling. And the other night I went down till half 10.
Yeah.
Usually they go at 5, so it's not too bad. You can watch the television in comfort. But the other night I went down till half 10.
And they were doing Saturday and Sunday work, and I work days, so Madge is okay, but I work nights, and
You're asleep during the day.
and so it's 7 days a week.
It started in May.
May.
Oh, May, right, okay.
So they've been doing this construction since May, knowing that you're all living here still.
See the work
Yeah.
that they've done. You wouldn't get that done in a short while. You could see they've ripped everything out, and they want to rip ours out. And in all of that, they're turning off the electricity, they're turning off the water for a few hours, then turning it back on. And they,
So it's just really upsetting. Okay, I'm more practical. Like, we shouldn't be here. We should have been gone. It's not our fault we can't find anywhere. So I do understand their side. Like, they want to get the work done. They want to get their business going. Fair enough. But at the cost of what? Do you know, like, unfortunately, the system we live in now, business is the top. Nothing comes before business.
You feel like profit is prioritised over people's well-being, or
Capitalism. Do you know, everybody's out for their profit. I mean, what else are they meant to do? It's the society we live in. Do you know, that's not going to change anytime soon, I can't see. Do you know, until it completely collapses. But they know it doesn't work, because how many recessions have there been over the years? If it worked, there wouldn't be recessions.